This is a Hope 1032 podcast.
Good Tuesday morning. All this week at this time of day, we're pausing to open God's Word, the Bible, and just spend some time with God and hear what He has to say to us on the theme, There is Always Hope When You Walk with God. Yesterday we read a passage from the Old Testament with this great story about King Nebuchadnezzar, the king of the whole Babylonian Empire, who gathered all of the officials and government leaders from across the empire to celebrate him setting up this 27-meter high golden image. And he said, when I play the music, everyone has to fall down and worship it. If you don't, you're going to be thrown into a burning fiery furnace. And some people pointed out these three Jews who were totally ignoring that and not worshiping. And Nebuchadnezzar became furious and brought them before him and said, all right, I'm going to give you one more chance. We're playing the music. Worship my image. And if you don't, you're going to be cast into this fiery furnace. And then he asked the question, who is the God who will deliver you out of my hands? Well, we made the point that when God is involved, there is always hope. I wonder what situation you're facing in your life right now that is desperate, hopeless. It may be a financial situation. It may be a relational situation of conflict in your home. I don't know what you're facing, but it's tying your stomach in knots, and you see no way out. There is always hope when God is involved. Here was the question the King Nebuchadnezzar asked of these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He said, who is the God who will deliver you out of my hands? Here was their answer. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer you in this matter. If this be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of your hand, O king. Here's the first foundation for having hope in a hopeless situation. Who God is. The question comes, who is the God who will deliver you out of my hand? And they say, look, we don't even need to answer you because we've made our decision, but here's our answer. Our God whom we serve is able. He's able to deliver us. He is able. You think about who God is, the creator of this entire universe. He created this universe out of his own personal power. When he finished creating it, he rested on the Sabbath day, but that wasn't because he was tired. It was just because he was finished. God has all the power that created the universe, and even that was only a tiny fraction of his power. No situation is beyond hope. There is always hope. You think of after God created this world and put mankind in it, how he told us we could eat of any fruit in the garden except the fruit of the tree in the middle of the garden. And yet that's exactly the tree that first man and woman ate from. And they became fallen in their nature and broken, unable to have a good relationship with God. Our lives didn't work properly anymore. It seemed hopeless. God's plan for the universe, broken. But God was involved, and he would send Jesus into our world to make a way for us to be restored from our brokenness. You think of Daniel being thrown into the lion's den for honoring God, and how hopeless that seemed. And yet, in the morning, there he was. God had taken care of him. Here are these three friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, facing the fiery furnace. It seems like a hopeless situation, but God is able. You think of Gideon and this huge Midianite army of over 100,000 people, and he raises an army of 30,000 to defend Israel, and God says that's too many, and God pares it down until there's only 300 left and says, now I'm going to show you who I am. No matter what situation you're facing in your life right now, if you walk with God, he is able. And this is a foundation of our hope. I'm John North.